say, listen, it was you the whole time. They'd be like, listen, I don't want to hear that. Can't you see I'm these cuffs, I'm a slave. And I'm cool with that. I'm good with this captivity. Listen, don't take these shackles off me here. Okay, there's nothing wrong in Master's house. I got Christmas, I got Easter, I got holidays, I got everything I need. I can go shopping. Listen, people want to reject the truth. Why? Not because they don't believe it. Because they know if they accept it, they must change something about themselves they don't want to give up. That's the key part right there. I've seen people who can totally understand. You can look at them and tell them right there, they getting it. But they like, listen, if I accept this, then I can't do this, I can't do that. And I like those things. So if I can just act as if I ignore it or can't see it, but the Most High know. Most people think if they just ignore it altogether, it don't apply to you. It applied to you anyway. If we know that there's a day in which we will all be judged, obviously there must be a book of do's and don'ts and rules on the judgment. You understand? But some people would like to reject the truth. Why? Because they know it, they can see it, but it's other things they want to do. Some people say, well, let me get this solved first, and then I can go do that. But who knows if you have enough time for that? Right? Read Isaiah 42 and 8.
Isaiah chapter 42, verse 8.
Read.
I am the Lord. That is my name.
I am the Lord. I am. Ahaya. That is the Most High's name. Read.
And my glory will I not give to another.
And my glory will I not give to another. So you're not going to be calling the Creator something else. Period. He's only one God. All the angels up in heaven are reverencing only one God. You don't got Michael with one name, and Uriel with another name, and Gabriel with another name. And the four beasts and the elders around the throne, they not all saying, well, hey, Jehovah, Buddha, Jesus, God. It ain't going down like that. And I'm going to tell you, one of the biggest issues we have is that people don't want to receive the name because we're bringing it, the name. And if they acknowledge the truth, they got to acknowledge that the Most High sent us. Period. And regardless of anything, that's one of the biggest issues. And they don't realize by teaching the truth, it doesn't take away from their part in this work. They still who they are. They still have their character and their uniqueness, which make them a child of the Most High. It's no different. They're just telling the truth now. Read.
My glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images.
Neither my praise to graven images. All the gods in this earth are linked to graven images. Jewish people are worshiping the star of Moloch, the Talmud, the Kabbalah. They're sitting there at Solomon's temple putting all types of words to jinns or genies into the wall, worshiping demons, and all black like wizards, like Harry Potter. That's what they're doing. Like wizards sitting there with black locks and all black. They wizards. They're wizards. You look at Harry Potter and think that that's fiction. And you don't recognize when you see these Jewish guys walking around, these little kids walking around with all black and curly locks. They are growing sorcerers. They're going to the school of Harry Potter. You got the Arabs and the Asians worshiping a rock. And they all got something in common. They prey on us. They all look to us. Christianity and all that. You got wooden stones and all types of crosses they're worshiping. And they all look at us as a prey. They deliver this to us and saying, listen, why do Mormons come in our neighborhood? And I'm asking, what's wrong with our people? If they see a little old lady walking down the street of their own ethnicity, they'll knock her over the head and take her pocketbook. But these Mormons, from good to do families, they can walk in a thuggish neighborhood and no one will say nothing. When really those are the guys you probably need to be gripping up a little bit. Like, listen, you come into our neighborhood with this mess, you know, y'all gonna come up missing. Every time they come with their religion, something happens bad for our people. Every time. Right? All right, I'm going to answer questions here for the brothers and sisters. Then we're going to say all praises be to the Most High and yield this to the brother Gabar. Let me unpause that. Also, we've actually taught some of the things that we teach in the Hebrew Academy, right? Mm-hmm. For absolutely free, too. I don't understand. We got over 1,000 some odd videos out there, and people are actually making our videos, giving them to other people. And you got some people talking about we charging for the gospel. I'm like, this is the vocation. People are coming to learn. It's teacher, student, materials, emails, all the variables to actually do a school. And they'll make it as if, you know what I mean, as if we're still in something. Hours and countless hours of teaching in the academy. So that people can learn and get a vocation to learn from. You got over 1,000 videos out there on YouTube with nothing but teachings on there. And somebody claiming that we are like T.D. Jakes and all that. I'm like, what? That's utterly ridiculous. This is the vocation. People learn. Don't you know if we let this thing, can you imagine if this academy was for free and you had 1,000 people to teach at one time because so many people are coming for free? Who got the hours to mark all these papers and to do all these variables and send all these emails and check each other's scores? When it take for the academy, it take lawyer and help. It take them 2 weeks to mark for the finals. So listen, he's not supposed to have anything to eat or any type of electricity or nothing while he's marking all these tests. We're supposed to go panhandle somewhere and find money to put into all these hours to teach all these people in an academy and give them all this material, and we're supposed to find some finances to do that. But see, this is what it is. People try to point to something just to say it's negative so that they can, this is anything to point for negative. That's what they do. Anything. And yet, here it is, the people in the academy is not complaining. You understand? Because why? They can learn more in 3 months than they learned all their life, and then have the materials to go on and do whatever they need to do for the Most High. And I'm looking at some of these theologian seminary colleges where $3 grand, $6 grand, $8 grand, $10 grand. One guy was going to a theologian seminary college. Now check this out. One of the teachers pulled out one of our videos while they were learning in the seminary college. Yeah. Saying, yeah, I don't like their militant style, but these things they're saying is correct. At a seminary college. They pull out our videos at a seminary college teaching our people. And these guys are paying what? 3, 6, 8 grand to go and learn that garbage that you learn in Christianity. Straight lies you have to take back to your neighborhoods. But I don't hear no one saying that these people are robbing and deceiving our people. And it ain't the other nations tearing us down like this. It's our own people who don't like to see our people get anything. They don't like to see that you're doing anything that's helping people or something that's actually probably helping you too. They don't want to see, it's like crabs in a bucket. Why? They know if they had an academy, listen, people wouldn't send a nickel to that academy. Why? Because that complaining and all that stuff they're saying, that's what they're about. People are not going to pay for that. But people are going to pay to learn. They're going to pay to sit down and be in, interaction with the class and a teacher, to get materials. Those materials were put together meticulously. A lot of work, a lot of manpower went into it. You understand? And not only that, we don't. It's a class. We can't afford not to. Listen, we can be sick or whatever the case is. We can be tired, but it's not like we can't. We can't say, well, listen, y'all, we can't do it this week. Shalom. We be there. You understand? So I wanted to put that out there. We do have a brother in Chicago that I have to reach. Someone says, okay, Lex Will, Judah Uncuffed. If you go to Judah Uncuffed on YouTube, GOCC New York Passover dinner was actually put up over in Lex Will's YouTube account. And they said right after the right after the Passover, the next day, they had over 20 people that was going to the water in New York. Remind me of when in the UK, over 20 people at one time. 20, remember? Yeah. So it's happening all around the earth where our people are waking up. They going to the Passover, getting the baptisms. These are all positive things. And I thank you, Lex Will, for uploading that. I'm going to make sure we favorite that. Okay. Someone asks, is it not allowed to eat Islamic slaughtered meat? Well, there's two sides to that. The first side is we're not supposed to eat things which are sacrificed to idols, but you do have grace. And Paul speaks about this, that don't let your eating of that sacrifice cause another to fall. So if you know that someone else, even if it's clean meat according to the law, if you know that someone else don't want to be involved in that and they look at that as sin, then if you eat it, that's sin for them. So you can't eat that type of food around others who may fall. You understand? So you have to be mindful. But if you can help it, don't eat it at all. But, some of that meat, I know some of these Asians and Arabs are taking over to the point where all the food in one neighborhood is sacrificed to idols. So you're not going to starve yourself because of this, okay? Someone says, can you still keep the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread if you ate regular bread by mistake? Okay, if you ate it by mistake, just keep the rest of it right, okay? Someone says, Shalom, Elder. I'm a brother from Jamaica who live in Florida. We have a brother from Haiti, Brother Fresnel, who's over the brothers, who's working with the brothers over in Florida. Send an email and we'll make sure Fresnel gets your information. Let's see. Again, I wanted to thank Brother Ringo, okay? And he didn't have to do that and putting that video up when that guy was going against the Gathering of Christ Church. But I wanted to thank him, you understand, because Ringo brought the truth on that thing. And he brought it. He told the truth. Because that brother really didn't have I don't really blame the brother. He got caught up into this garbage some of these younger people are doing. You understand? But he didn't have no inside information to know what we were doing for him to make a video like that. Okay? I mean, think about it, brother. It's not like we got a gun to somebody's head in Biloxi, Mississippi somewhere saying, you join the academy or you dead. We're not forcing no one to join the academy. It's all voluntary. Yeah. Is he all right? All right. One moment. One moment here. All right. Let's see here. All praises be to the Most High. Let's see here. We're going to answer a few more questions and we'll pray out. We do have some people in Maryland that we'll send you to. Exodus the 12th chapter says the Passover is on the 14th day from the new moon, the new month. The new moon was what? March 22nd? So you got to count from the new moon and then count 14 days, which gives us April 4th. Okay? The lake of fire is not the sun, because it tell you when Christ returns, the sun will not give his light. So it's going to turn back into a luminary. I know there's fire in the center of the earth, so. Everybody received their scores, didn't they?
The test of grade, I think they still need to be sent the certificate.
Huh? Okay, there's a few more. Just give us a few more days and your scores will be there. All right? And the scores are not for whether or not you pass and all that stuff like that. The scores is so that you can check your own Bible aptitude. All right? Everyone succeeds, everyone passes in the academy. There's no failure. It's about learning and retention. Okay? Someone says, got baptized the first day after the Passover and I feel blessed. Well, bless you. All praises be to the Most High. Let's see here. Someone says, check my I can call you back. Okay? I got your message. Okay? If you want to follow the calendar, then you can go to gatheringofchrist.org. We have a calendar there, okay? Someone asks, is this correct? Is this email correct, elders? No, we didn't send that email. Let's see. We didn't send that email. I know for some people who couldn't get off during the week, they're having feasts within the weekend for the Feast of Unleavened Bread, because that's the only time they can come together. But the Passover was the 4th, sundown. The next academy, you can send an email. We'll give you the information on that. But there's still room in this academy if you're interested. And the 3 weeks you missed can be sent to your email so that you could catch up. Someone says they understand the Most High's name is Ahia and the Son's name. But you don't understand why the prophets would have Yah in his name. Well, first of all, you got to ask yourself 2 questions. Who said that got to be the Most High's name because prophets have Yah in their name? Where's this coming from? That Yah got to be his name because prophets got Yah in their name. I know prophets that don't have Yah in their name. Samuel, Shamwa'ala. He don't have Yah in his name. So I don't understand. This is what people are doing. They're extrapolating situations and making things up to hold on to the tetragrammaton Yahweh. Now, if you want to know someone who have Yah in their name, Satan have Yah in his name. Yabulin. Jabulin or Yabulin is the god of the Masons. When they get to the highest degree, when they get past 32 degrees, they're told his name is Yabulin or Jabulin. Yah denotes a god. But there's fallen gods also. So don't think the Most High's name is Yah because the prophets have Yah in his name, in their name. There's prophets without Yah in his name. And hallelujah is a word that was injected also through the Tetragrammaton in the Jewish people, because halal is Satan. Halal is Lucifer. So you're praising Lucifer when you say hallelujah. I mean, what's wrong with just calling the Most High what he told you to call him? That's what this is what I'm perplexed with. What's wrong with calling the Most High what he said call him? What's wrong with that? I done heard people with everything sideways. Well, it got to be Yah because the prophets got Yah in their name. I'm like, what do those two have to do with each other? Satan got Yah in his name. Jabulon, which is Yabulon. You're not required to give your son a Hebrew name, but if you want to, that's great. April Fools is not associated with Easter. April Fool is the fact that the powers that be have fooled you into believing that the new year was January. When really, April, when everything is new, is actually the spring. The spring is the new year, so you've been fooled. April's fool. It's really New Year, and you said Happy New Year's in the dead of winter. So that's what April Fools is. You've been fooled in believing that January 1st is the new year. Okay? When you try to show people the holy days in the Bible, they'll try to say it's only for the Jews to follow. Okay. You can answer back by saying, okay, well, show me in the Bible why we celebrating Christmas. I'll give you that. It's only for the Jews. Show me why you being a Christian is celebrating Christmas in the Bible. So don't tell me I can't follow a holy day in the Bible and you're following a pagan holiday that's not in the Bible. Okay? All right. Someone says also we had a very nice Passover in Michigan. Yes, that was a blessing, Brother Dale. That is a blessing. All over the earth. I heard every place in Atlanta, all the other areas. It was a blessing. Yeah, they even had a Passover in Canada, over in Texas. I mean, all over the place, they having Passover. Same people that used to celebrate Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving. It's a blessing. Lex Will says, I enjoyed lamb and bitter herb for the first time. Then notice rack of lamb versus pig. Dark meat versus light meat. Clean versus unclean meat. That's another thing. Lamb is good too. Pig is a disgusting animal. I'll tell you what, if you hang around a pigsty for 1 hour, you'll never eat pork again. Just checking those things out. I mean, they don't sweat. They got pus that comes out of their hoof right here, and that's their sweat. It's a pus because they don't have sweat glands. I mean, you're talking about something disgusting. They'll eat anything. Back in the day, like if you wanted to get rid of a body, like the mafias, the old Italians, they would dismember the body if they wanted to get rid of a body and take out the teeth of the body and throw it to the pigsty. 6 pigs will eat a whole body within 4 or 5 hours. Nothing left. No organs, no nothing. They say they have to just take out the teeth because the teeth are still, they can't bite the teeth, so they'll leave the teeth. So the Italians used to use pigs to get rid of bodies, you know, back in the mob days.
The transect's the cleanest animal.
Huh?
The transect's one of the cleanest animals.
One of the cleanest animals. Oh my goodness.
That's what the Gentiles are saying.
Man, they're disgusting.
They say it's closest.
It's the Most High not only say don't eat it, He says don't even touch their carcass. That means if you graze a pig, you are unclean. That means if you just rub it, you are unclean. He says don't touch its carcass. So let alone eating it. But the Illuminati, the elites, they love you to eat it. Go ahead, just eat that poison. You know, eat that high blood pressure. Just go ahead and kill over. Because you're going to be so big and so out of shape when we come to get you, you ain't going nowhere. If you don't die from a heart attack first. So, and they know how the Most High feel about the animal. Talking about pig, the other white meat. I mean, it's totally, that's how they advertise it in America, the other white meat. Totally disgusting. You take a piece of pig, you take some Coca-Cola and pour it on it, you'll see worms coming out of the thing, just live worms coming out of the pork.
How does that happen? Yeah. I've seen that video, I didn't know if it was true.
It's true. You can do it yourself. You can pour it and just let it sit for a while and look. You'll see worms coming out of the pork with your own eyes.
The carrier of parasites.
They
even eat other tumors of other pigs.
It was this Puerto Rican woman that was eating so much pork in the States. And you know, some of them, they be liking their pork rare, a little rare. They went, she got a operation. And they had to get a worm from out of her head. And they said it was from eating so much of the pig. Worms, she had a worm living in her head.
It has to be a piece of meat from the farm. Like you have to get from the farm, not the supermarket, because it won't work in the supermarket because they must already extract.
Yeah. It gotta be like a pig that you actually killed, like back in the day down south. You would just go find a hog somewhere and you would just split it open and throw it on a thing. It got to be one of those.
Because if you see the pork joint in the supermarket, you'll actually see the little holes already in. Like They have little holes in.
Yeah.
You see
But
when
people
it's
have been known to eat.
The pork they got in the supermarket, they've already took it through a process to kill the worms. They've actually put formaldehyde to keep it lasting longer. So now you get you a nice dose of formaldehyde with your pork. So that I don't know. That's a triple abomination. I mean, that's right there. That thing is a quadruple abomination. You got you think of formaldehyde and abomination all together.
Even in the supermarkets, though, you can still get contaminated because people know to have worms living in parts of the body from.
All right. Okay, with that, we're going to say shalom, peace and love. I thank you, brothers and sisters, for coming. I know a lot, you sticking around for a while, right?
Yeah.
I know y'all be going out, what, tomorrow? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Get us a few tents, we'll live in your garden.
I see a lot of people that got pretty dark up in here. It was all right. Don't look down. Don't look at me because I'm black and the sun have shined on me, right? Oh, say with that we're gonna say peace, love, and shalom, brothers. Okay, and also if we know the brothers and sisters help us with offerings or whatever the case is. If y'all have offerings, of course you can just send to gatheringasone@aol.com. It does help us pay the bills and do other things, so that we can continue the work. All right. Someone says, they say in Spain that there's a nightclub where you can't get in without the chip. VIP access, and in France, the next driving permit will be in a chip. Yeah, you're not going to be able to travel. Yeah. Right now in Switzerland, you can't get on any bus or nothing using cash. In Switzerland, they've already transitioned. You need your cell phone and a credit card. You got to show your cell phone.
I know no one knows the day of the coming of the Son of Man, but how accurately do you think we can predict that this will take place?
Well, you can't predict the coming of the Son of Man because it says...
Not the Son of Man, the...
No.
Old ship.
The mark of the beast? I mean...
Because it's looking close to me.
Man, it's real close. When you look at prophecy, brother, there's not too many things that we're reading that haven't came to pass already. So it's only a few things that really have to happen. You have to look for something big. Man, it's something. I think something big is going to happen before this election. I pray that nothing happens. I'm talking about the election of Barry Soetoro. That's Barack Obama.
When is the election again?
It's in 6 months. I hope that nothing happened, but based on what's going on with him, and they vetting him for this birth certificate, and it's coming out where none of his information is correct. His birth certificate is not correct. His selective service paperwork was put together. His birth certificate is totally was made in a computer. His social security number is a dead guy that used to live in Connecticut.
What? It's serious.
Yeah.
Was his family CIA? Because I watched the video
Yeah.
on YouTube about his family.
So this guy, all of his paperwork is fabricated. And don't forget, a few years ago, no one knew who this guy was in the United States. He's popped out of nowhere. In the early 2000s, no one knew who this guy was. He popped out of nowhere. He went to a black church, and then everybody accepted him. He's a Muslim who went to a black church to get accepted by naive black people. They rolled him up on Oprah. They used Oprah and rolled him out. He didn't even write the book. Someone else wrote this book for him, made him a life. This guy got connections with CIA, all that. His mother was a CIA agent. They saying that guy they claiming was his father is not even his dad. He was raised in Indonesia. He was a Muslim all his life. I mean, if this guy's not the one, you tell me who is the one. So, not too many things gotta happen. The two things we have to look at. The two things we gotta look at is the fact that in America, they've been hearing a lot of booms in certain areas underground. And the news is claiming that they were little tremors or earthquakes, but when you look at the seismic activity online, no earthquake is reported. So right now, underground, the Pentagon is in America blowing the fault lines and weakening the fault lines for when it shifts. They're going to cause something real big there.
Everyone's been putting that on the internet.
Yeah. They just blowing stuff up underground, and people are just living and operating as if things are normal. And the Bible talks about that great earthquake that's going to break that thing up in 3 pieces. Now I pray that we go years before it happened, but I don't see too many things left. With them vetting Barack Obama, them about to go to war with Iran. After they go to war with Iran and bring China back into the Middle East, you talking about almost simultaneously them bringing forth the mark of the beast, shutting down when you can't travel regularly in the world anymore, period. You understand? So it's going to happen all at night. It's going to happen like, you have to realize, during the time of Katrina, brother, over in America in Katrina, it was one day everybody was hanging out on the block, everybody was doing their regular thing, and then the next day, they were knocking their roofs out, trying to get out to 5 on roofs, and baking and dying on their rooftops for days. So one day things were normal. And then the next day was the worst day. It was like it was like the end of the world. Same thing in Haiti. One day everything was regular. They were shopping and doing everything. And then that's when they did that HARP thing and had one of the worst earthquakes this earth have ever seen. People thought it was the end of the world. The buildings collapsing on people. So when these things go down, it's not like you're warned. It's not like you have time to prepare. It's one day regular, then the next day going forward is the worst days of your life in this earth. That's the way it is. So I know a lot of brothers and sisters out there are waiting for this one thing or this one thing to hold on to when it's incremental. But I believe something big is going to happen very soon. I really believe it. And that's what I believe. Now I can only go by prophecy. I'm not no procrastinator. I'm not going to put no time on it. But according to the scriptures, the two things I'm looking at is Iran and that earthquake. Those are the two things that gotta go down before the coming of Christ.
And the mark of the beast.
And the mark of the beast, because I think those things are simultaneous. Once these things happen, then government will have to step in and bring in a reserve currency based on it's going to be so unstable all over the earth that they're going to need to bring in a new currency. So only through a great disaster or something happening, in which these things are going to almost happen right after each other. And people are used to spending without money anyway. That's not even a big transition right now. That's not even a great transition. And see, one thing about the chip, it's private. Some people not even going to know that other people are chipped. I'm going to tell you, we're going to have people that are going to be operating amongst us, chipped up, being followed and everything. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. You're going to have people operating with you with a GPS up in them.
Well,
Right?
The whole thing with the Mayans and December the 21st, 2012, what's...
Listen, all that Mayan garbage is straight garbage. I told people it was garbage when they was talking about it before. If the Mayans knew what was going to happen, then they would have known that the Romans were on their way to take them down. So they're just bringing forth something so that believers can believe in something, an alternative belief system outside of Scripture. That's the only reason the Satanist is pulling out this Mayan garbage. All right? Don't even look at that Mayan stuff. That's a total diversion so that you can have an alternative belief system outside of Scripture. It's total garbage. The Mayans didn't see nothing. They were Satanists. They were sacrificing the Moloch. The Most High took them down.
Well, that's what angle I was looking at it from, like, I don't know, maybe in an important sacrificial Masonic.
Nah. Don't pay that stuff no mind. The New Agers are pushing this out, knowing that the more prophecy come to pass, the more people are going to start looking to the Bible, because the Bible is the only source that's been saying all these things for years. And that will turn more people into believers. So they got to put alternative views out there so that people don't run to the Bible. That's our safe haven. That's our saving grace, those scriptures. So they've thrown out the Mayan 2012 and all these other things so that you can have an alternative belief system. Because you can't say the Bible is not correct now. The atheist was trying to pull that garbage out for the longest, that the Bible, it's just coincidence and all that. But now, based on chronologically and how things are going on, you can't say the Bible is not correct. It's to a point now where now the Bible is so accurate, now the atheists are saying, well, the Illuminati and those that are doing it wrote the Bible and it's self-fulfilled prophecy. That's where they're going at. But they get upset because I come back and say, well, okay, well, since they know what they're doing and it's accurate, and you want to follow what they're doing so that you can be in the right place, shouldn't you follow the Bible then? Since it's a self-fulfilling prophecy and you know what's going to happen, shouldn't you be reading the Bible to know what's going to happen? they don't like that. But go ahead.
In Revelation it says the sun will scorch man. Has that hadn't happened yet?
What you say?
You know in Revelations where it says the Most High will give power to an angel and the sun will be able to scorch man. That's just after like the oil spill revelation?
Let's get the scripture you're speaking of.
Do you know what I mean?
Let's get that real quick before we go.
Revelations chapter 16, verse 8.
Read.
And the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and power was given unto him to scorch men with fire. And men were scorched with a great heat, and blasphemed the name of the Most High, which hath power over these plagues, and they repented not to give him glory.
Okay, so that's a plague that's going to come down in the earth. Yeah.
Everywhere.
That the Most High is going to send fire, well, heat on people. And instead of them turning back to the Most High, they're going to blaspheme and go against the Most High anyway. Okay? And that can be looked at in many terms. How you have some people living in these areas where there's a drought and it's just sun and they're burning and they don't have no food, no water, but yet they haven't turned back to the Most High. The sun is scorching them and they have no water. You understand? So a lot of these things are being fulfilled as we speak.
Playing a lot of the doomsday films as well. The sun scorching the earth.
Listen,
You know what's going on? And also the global warming thing as well.
man, that global warming, all that is a bunch of garbage. Ain't no global warming. Ain't the sun is going to be there until Christ is on his way back, and then the sun is going to turn back into a luminary and into its original form. So there's not going to be no sunburst that's going to affect the earth. These are all diversions and another way that the powers of this earth can bring forth austerity measures against the people. If they can sell you a global warming, then now they can tax you based on how much carbon you're using. They're saying that we are hurting the earth by breathing. So listen, if you die, we can save the earth. So it's having you agree with your own death. That's total garbage. And all these people that are bringing forth, all these scientists that's coming forth with this global warming, like, listen, okay, I agree with you. Okay, you using too much carbon. Why don't you help us out and you go first? Since too many people is warming up the earth, do us a favor then. See? All right.
And did you know anything of the Hopi prophecies? Are they legitimate or not?
Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of Hopi prophecies. There's a lot of Hopi prophecies that actually link with scriptures.
They do link with scripture.
Yeah.
What's Hopi prophecy? Some of them.
That was an Indian tribe in America. Yeah. So with that, we're going to say shalom. May the Most High be with you and bless. And we're going to yield this to the brothers over in New York. Shalom.
Shalom.